Hello, everyone. This is the Rise Atlantis show. I am Gabriel Riel. I believe the music's not too loud. It's always hard to judge how loud the volume is. Is it too loud or too low? Because sometimes when I hook the microphone up, sometimes I can't hear the microphone, so it's weird. It's a lot of troubleshooting involved, but we keep getting the show better and better every day. Haven't had really the time to pump money into advertising through Google AdWords soon, but it's coming very soon. Let me start off by talking about an amazing apparition that I saw yesterday. I'm not sure if I talked about this yesterday. I believe I did, but I'll just go over it again real quick. I saw I thought it was a car at first in the front yard. Yeah, I did talk about it, but I'll just go really quickly. I thought it was a car at first. I saw outside in the front yard. I was cooking eggs, and then it went behind my mom's car, so I was trying to get a closer look. It was in the street, and then I saw something like wobbling around. I was getting a closer look, and then it flew off to the right side, and it flew off to the right. It didn't run like a person would run, so that was an amazing apparition I saw yesterday. So I hope that means that activity's picking up. I saw amazing U.f.os over Brazil earlier on third phase of moon. You want to go check that out? It's over a whole bunch of them, and they just keep glimmering, shining on and off and on and off, So I'll be talking about these videos, maybe showing the description, the videos later on. But I have all my videos uploaded already on my other channel on YouTube. I believe it's called youtube.com/user/the Rise Atlantis videos. If that doesn't work, try /Prophet Riel with no space or underscore. The link is also on this page on the section where it says about. It's on the bottom where it says the Rise Atlantis videos. So I have over 30 videos, and they are all top-notch, powerful prophecy apparitions. With Rise Atlantis, I bring the cream of the crop of apparitions that I see. No one else is talking about the stuff that I see. No one else is seeing the stuff I see. So I still haven't had time to put the other black light in the background. We'll do that tomorrow. So I figure we'll open the show up today with some news articles. Let me see here really quick. Hopefully this goes right. I don't know why it's not even opening the websites up. Let me see something really quick here. Okay, this is weird. I'm trying to open another internet page and it won't open it. Let me try with Safari. Okay. So one of the three main websites I go to are, I'm not sure if it'll pick up on this browser. I don't know. I need to figure out. I need to fix all this because it doesn't pick up internet on this one. Let me see. So the three main websites I go to for news are first coasttocoastam.com. They have the sci-fi news, and then cbn.com. I believe it's cbn.com/news. You get all my religious news there. And cnn.com. I'm going to be getting every news source later on and compile the news together. So I'll try first Coast to Coast AM. This is a good radio station. If a lot of you people haven't heard of Coast to Coast AM, on their website, Coast to Coast AM, they have on their page, their website, they have a link where you could go find all the radio stations that are broadcasting. So you can see where your radio station is that will pick it up in your city. So, okay, first we'll, let's see here. Okay, let's see here. There's been a new species discovered during a survey of the vast Malaysian rainforest. That's pretty interesting. So while they were looking for the Malaysia plane that went missing, they found a new species in the Malaysia rainforest. Go ahead and click that so you can see what it looks like. Let's see. I thought I opened it up on another page. Okay. It's so confusing. Okay. Let's see. It's funny. It looks kind of like a monkey. If you want to check it out on Google, go ahead and put or go to the Coast to Coast AM site, and if you want to see on Google, type in new species found in Malaysia rainforest, and it looks like a monkey, but the eyes are very big eyes. Let's see, I can take a picture of it real quick and show you. So that's about the easiest way to do it. So, a new species found. Now get this, I am making a prediction. You heard it here first on Rise Atlantis. I have a theory that God may create new species soon that's never been seen before, and may even create small dinosaurs and bring them back to life. God will create them like he created Adam and Eve out of thin air. And he will bring into existence small dinosaurs who are vegetarian, who are peaceful. And God may bring back those animals, even extinct animals, as a sign to get the world talking. And now a lot of people will say that they are scientists that are creating them, cloning them back from the dead like Jurassic Park. But I have a theory that God may bring new creatures into existence out of thin air as a way to shock the world and get the world talking of his return. So you heard it here first, a prediction. Now, I'm not saying for certain it's going to happen, but I'm saying maybe. And this right here can be an example on maybe God is creating new species to bear witness to the world of revelation and his return. This is what the creature looks like. You go ahead and send it back to camera so I can see it. Make sure it's going good. So this is what the species looks like. Now, I wish the phone didn't cause a glare like that, but I guess it's because of, you know, the light on glass that causes like a lens flare like that. So that's basically what it looks like. Did you see how big the eyes are? Like, I'll go ahead and zoom in. It's hard to get a reference point because so many reflections. There we go. You see how big those eyes are? Doesn't it kind of look like a gremlin? That looks like a gremlin, right? Oh, that's funny. Okay, so that could be a theory. I mean, that could be proof of my theory that God could be bringing new creatures into existence. So you heard it here first. Rise Atlantis. God may bring dinosaurs back to life and have the world thinking it's scientists that cloned it back to life just to get the world talking about it for Jesus' return. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see if they gave it a name. Let's see here. A survey called BioBlitz is the one that discovered the species. It includes, they say this is what it's made of. A ghost scorpion mixed with an iridescent fly, bacterium, and multiple water bears. So they're saying this is what it's probably made up of, like a hybrid of a scorpion, a fly, bacteria, and bears. Now, I guess maybe because the flies have big eyes, you can't notice it because flies are small, but if you were to enlarge it, you'd see how big flies' eyes really are. So maybe that's, I mean, how does that look like a bear? That looks more like a monkey. I mean, I guess people could say that's like a small bear, you know. The legs are very thin, thinner than a monkey, so that's pretty weird. They haven't given it a name yet. Let's see if they gave it a name yet. Okay, they give it the name. I believe if I can read this right, it says Cherolid or Cherolid is the name they gave it, and it basically means ghost scorpion. That looks not like a scorpion though. It's weird. Let's see. Say water bears are microscopic. Did you know that? I had no idea. Aquatic animals are microscopic. I don't see the resemblance to a scorpion though. It's weird. It doesn't say if these are vegetarian or not. Okay, so that's it on that story. It's pretty interesting. That could give credibility or proof to my theory that they could be they could have been created from God out of thin air. So a lot of people don't think that God could bring new creatures into existence out of thin air, but it can happen. Okay, this next story. They said they discovered a spaceship-like mountain in the Balkan Mountains. So you can see what that looks like really quick. Basically, they found a spaceship-like mountain in the Balkan Mountain. Now, where's the Balkans at? It's from NationalGeographic.com. So an eerie space-like mountain in the Balkan Mountains. Let's see what it looks like here. I'll take another picture and show you guys. Let's see. It seems the laptop takes kind of slow to load up, but other times it doesn't. So once we get the picture going, we can see what it looks like. Let's see. It's not bringing it up. I think I have to open it. Okay. Huh. Well, it turns out it's a sculpture. It's not a mountain formation. So it's basically like a cemetery that's like a building. There's 13 pictures. I don't know if we could take all of them. You see, I don't want to do the whole show just talking about the news. And I want to like talk about other things also. So I'm trying to really rush this right here through, but rush it right. And this is what this one looks like. Let's see. Okay. This is what this one looks like. I know it's hard to see it because of reflections. So I notice when I tilt the camera this way, you can notice it better because there's less reflection. So we'll go and do it like that. Let me see other ones. What do they look like right there? I mean, more or less, it's going to look pretty much the same. More or less looks the same. They said what? Did they say when? Okay, just recently built. That didn't really look too much like a spaceship, though, did it? Complex engineering and metalwork discovered beneath ancient Greek pyramids. Did you guys hear recently also those mysterious black boxes that were found near the pyramids? They were like huge, huge black boxes. I believe there was 12 of them, or 12 or 40. I'm not sure which ones, but they were huge. They were like the size of houses, you know? And it's very weird stuff. They were like, well, maybe not the size of houses, like half a house. I mean, it's pretty big, you know? So there's complex engineering and metalwork discovered beneath ancient Greek pyramids. Metalwork. Well, a lot of people know that they were using minerals, but there hasn't been too many metals that's been shown with Egypt. Remote viewing, a deadly game. There's a theory that says that if you remote view, that you could stop breathing while you're doing it. When you have a lot of out-of-body experiences, you could stop breathing. You could suffocate. You can have a heart attack by being scared too much. So a lot of things can happen when you try to astral project, when you try to leave your body like out of near-death experiences. You know, there's people that like hold their breath to try to like almost die, and then they keep their breath alive so much to where they're in that exact weird state of mind and weird state of consciousness that they try to leave their body in a sense. But if they do it too much, they could be overdoing it and they could die from suffocation. So I agree with that. That's probably one of the main reasons why remote viewing, if done wrong, it could become dangerous. Are earthquakes more likely during full moons? There's a myth study finds. Well, they say the ocean currents are caused by the pulling from the moon's gravity. So it could be, who knows, it's partly true. You know, I agree with the ocean tides getting gravity from the moon, but earthquakes, I will say this, what's causing a lot of earthquakes is Kim Jong-un exploding nuclear bombs underground, you know. At least now he's getting so crazy and blazing, I think the word is called, blazing enough to start exploding nuclear bomb tests above ground. So is that better? I mean, that still destroys the environment when you keep doing that. So what's better, the environment or earthquakes? I mean, these earthquakes that he's causing are very severe, so it's hard to say what's better, what's worse, you know? cbn.com/news. Okay. Now with these other ones, I just want to bring up the. Okay, that link didn't work. I have to try Google. See, with these other two sites, I'm gonna rush them really quick because a lot of these news aren't really that great. You know, it's like stuff that goes on every day. It's not very powerful news like prophecy. You know, so we'll just get to the point, get to the good stuff. Okay, it's cbn.com/cbn news. I thought it was just /news. So let's see. Hopefully, cbn.com has anything good. I mean, I can't really think of a better Christian news site. I'm gonna look through them. You know, nothing comes to mind right now. See, hopefully, some good news. Okay, on the website, there's like this ad in the way. I'm not sure. Like, I can't move that because it's getting in the way of what I'm trying to read here. They had their ad placed in the wrong area. Trump recently said a child is a precious gift from Trump address for the March for Life. Okay, I can't really. It seems like my computer's freezing. I don't know. Let's see here. What's going on? Show's still going, so it seems like my computer's freezing. I don't know what's going on here. It's kind of loading. It shouldn't be doing this. I could be seeing the news from this laptop here that's playing the music in front, but it gets in the way, you know, of not just when I open it, it blocks a lot of the view, you know. So. Okay, it's already playing ads already. It's taking so long to load. I'm just gonna use my phone from now on. As a matter of fact, I'll do that right now. I'll go ahead and close. I guess because it's trying to run the show and then loading a website. It's like too much for the laptop, so would you see the news from my phone from now on? That's how we'll do this. Okay. And so let me log back onto that real quick. Okay, let me see here. Okay, now that it's been 30 minutes with the music, we'll go ahead and give the music a break real quick. See, I have the music playing on this laptop here, so I'm gonna have to pause it. And like I said, so the music don't get too repetitive. Okay, we gotta have the music in intervals. Don't want it to be too much, you know, so we'll give it a 10-15 minute music break. Okay, so Trump said every child is a precious gift from God. Let's see, let's find some good news. You know, the really good news is Jesus returning. That's the good news we want to hear, right? Not about all this craziness going on, you know, political wars and all that. You know, we don't want to hear all that anymore, you know? Too much bickering with politics. That's not the way God wants us to be. God doesn't want us all to be bickering about politics, you know? It's like, it's hard trying to talk religion to people because some people get in fights when you talk about religion. You know? I mean, don't know why people are like that, you know? Let's see here. U.S. to convert Jerusalem consulate into embassy by end of 2019. So the U.S. is saying that they plan to move Jerusalem into the embassy to Jerusalem by the end of 2019. So it's going to take a while. It's going to take 2 years, is what it's saying. Evangelist Luis Palau has stage 6 lung cancer. Haven't heard of him. Let's see. Let's see here. House passes major pro-life legislation as thousands march for life in D.C. Pro-life legislation. So, I mean, I'm against abortion, but you know, if a person's so poor they can't have the child, it's better than. Um, you see, I'm for all for adoption. If the person's too poor, they could give their child up for adoption instead of abortion. But a lot of people see it like they don't want their child hating them later on, so they think it's just better to kill it before it's born. And a lot of people say, "Oh, it's not really killing; if it's not fully born." It's like I said, that's getting into a lot of politics and all that. So I really don't argue about all this stuff like that, you know. Democrat or Republican, you know, I just leave that in the air, you know. I don't argue with stuff like that, you know. Let's see here. That's all we're talking about here is pro-life. Let's see here. Former Iranian Muslim encounters Jesus, led 1,500 Muslims to Christ. I think from what I'm seeing, it looks like a dream she had. They're talking all this talk about the shutdown, you know. I mean, it's crazy, you know. You know, we want to hear interesting, powerful prophecy news, not be hearing about shutdowns and all this, you know. And that's the thing that gets to me a lot of times about the news, is they talk about the same topics all the time. Why don't they ever talk about the sci-fi news, about, you know, about which apparition appeared this day or that day? They don't you know, they don't talk about God that much. Have you ever thought about it? They don't ever talk about Jesus' return. They don't talk about signs. You know, they never talk about human cloning because they're censoring it. They never talk about hybrids, you know, and it just gets to me. It makes me sad how Prophet Yahweh never got on major news like CNN. He kept trying, and the government kept silencing him and censoring him, you know, like they do for all of us. So I'm trying to get this talk on the mainstream news soon, but it's going to be hard. I'm going to need a lot of people supporting and helping me get on. It's not going to be easy. It may take years. Hopefully we could get it in months, you know. So I'm planning big things soon, you know. Now that I'm getting money, I'm going to pump it into advertising. So, you know, it's coming, man. The money's coming. The signs are coming. You know, Jesus is coming, man. I'm telling you. It's all happening, man. I'm telling you. So, did you hear that this year has been the worst year of flus and weather? It's been the coldest ever in the east part of America. All the fires are being started by dry heat. It's not being caused by arson. Now, maybe some are, but a lot more are not being caused by arson. So, you know, weird things happening with the weather, you know. And people say a lot of times, oh, well, they call it global warming, then why is everything getting colder? Because they don't know that it works with climate change. See, here's how it works. When it gets hotter, and it could be maybe many things like pollution, um, carbon dioxide, you know, it could be from a lot of things, and basically makes the planet hotter. It makes the planet hotter because all the heat is trapped in. It doesn't escape the earth like it should. And as it keeps getting hotter, it keeps melting the glaciers. And as the glaciers melt, it causes more precipitation that causes more rain to happen. So when you have rain in the summers, it's like a hot rain, you know, and it creates more precipitation. That creates more heat and humidity. That's what makes it hotter, is increased humidity. If you've ever been by the beaches, you know how the humid can be very high, you know. So in the future, it's going to get worse, you know. Um, and as the summers keep getting hotter, in return, that makes the winters get colder. People would think, well, global warming would make winters hotter. But the way climate change works is as the summers get hotter, it melts the glaciers. So that's what creates more wind, rain, and snow for the winters. So when winter comes around, it's already cold as it is, but it gets worse because there's more water in the clouds. There's more precipitation going. So that's what makes the winters colder. So it's very weird. Climate change is making summers hotter and winters colder. When all this time everyone thought global warming meant even the winters would get hotter. But that's not what's happening, because though global warming is happening, it's the climate change that's making the summers hotter and the winters colder because of increased precipitation. So a lot of people don't know that. That's what's really causing the hotter summers and the colder winters. So it's hard to try to tell people that weather itself are signs, because people say, oh, it's been like this since the beginning of time, you know. So it's very hard to try to argue that topic, you know. So I really didn't want to talk about weather too much, but since I saw that, I brought it up really quick. You know, I'm not going to be talking about, oh, the weather all the time, you know. I don't want this to sound like the Weather Channel, you know. I mean, I want this show to be about sci-fi stuff, you know. So talking about the weather too much can be like too much, you know. So let's see here. What else? What else is going on in the news? E. coli's on the rise, they're saying. It's hard to really sift through all the news. See, I'm gonna start doing this in advance. That way, when I have the show, I can already have the key topics down, and it won't be too long of me just scrolling without saying anything. So I was gonna do that today, but I didn't have the time. I thought I could do this like last minute, and now that I see it's not that great, because I'm like spending so much time not saying anything. I'm just scrolling through stuff, you know, because there's a lot of filler in the news, you know, a lot of stuff that's like it don't really mean anything, you know. We just want to get to the good stuff, you know. That's how it is with all the main news websites, you know. It's just so much news. It's like it's hard to really find just the main ones, you know. We won't accept a nuclear North Korea. U.S. Korea war. Allies reunite to combat North Korea threat. Let's see. A plane dangles off a cliff after skidding off a runway in Turkey. Oh my God, you know. I'm not bashing other countries, but a lot of their um, facilities are not adequate, and they need to increase the facilities, whether they be earthquakes, whether they be airports or what have you. They need to make everything better. And if I could just say as a warning to everyone, never fly those small private airplanes, those 2, 3, 4 seater, because they only have one engine and they're very small, and they're always known to be giving out. A lot of celebrities die on small plane crashes. You know, they're never good. Never go on a small private airplane. You know, me myself, I would never fly. But if you do fly, always go commercial. Never fly a private airplane, because all those are always being found to give out and crash. A lot of celebrities die from those private airplanes, you know, so avoid those if you can. Sure, it may sound cheaper, it may sound better deal. Sometimes they cost more because it's just yourself, you know. I mean, it's not worth it. The risk is too high to fly a private airplane. See, like news like this: earthquake in Peru destroys dozens of homes, kills one man. This happens all the time, you know. It's been happening since the beginning of time. That's not really news that's like Rise Atlantis quality, you know. I mean, tsunamis, if it's really big, I'll talk about it, you know. Like the one in Sri Lanka, man, oh my God, there's been some horrible, horrible tsunamis, you know. My heart goes out to everyone who's out there struggling. If you're out there struggling financially, emotionally, spiritually, I want you to know, hang on. Don't commit suicide. Hang on, because I guarantee you it's going to get better, and um, and I guarantee you Jesus is returning to bring us out of these horrible things in our lives. You know, whether people are dying sicknesses of death, whether people are poor, whether you know the lost that repented in prisons. You know, hold on, because I guarantee you Jesus is coming to save us from this horrible planet. You know, so never lose hope of Jesus' return, and fill yourself with the euphoria and belief of the Lord's return. You know, once you see Jesus and God at the clouds, and once you see the dreams, you're gonna know that he really is returning, and it's happening soon. And I believe it's this year, and that's why I'm quickening it with the show and pumping advertising money. I'm quickening it this year. All the other times on have just been like letting it run its course, basically. Yeah, I try to do short bursts of things to make it happen. But this time, I'm telling you, this year, I am like going full throttle ahead, man. So don't lose hope, don't get depressed, because Jesus is returning, and fill yourself with that euphoria of the Lord's return. So now's about a good time to put back the music on. We've got about 15 more minutes left. Let's see here. I love this song. This is one of my favorite copyright-free music songs here. This is one of my favorite ones. It's called Special Spotlight by Kevin MacLeod. God bless you, Kevin MacLeod. Make amazing music for us YouTube producers here, Go ahead and check out his page. Go ahead and buy his music and support him, because Kevin MacLeod is one of the leaders in copyright-free music for us to use in our YouTube channel. So he's really leading the way, man. He's like one of the top of copyright-free musicians. So let's see here what else. Let me just go through this real quick. Like I said, there's just so much stuff to read through. See, it's hard trying to gather all the news together. Even that takes a good 30 minutes, It seems I'm always... Whoa. I hit the microphone. It seems I'm always having to rush everything, And I hate that, I wish I could have everything always prepared, like right there and then, So, yeah, so... I hate always having to rush everything. And since everything takes time, why does everything take so long? So, I think I can just rush this real quick. This is big. Israeli security disarms a cell phone bomb at Joseph's tomb. There was a terrorist that tried blowing up a bomb at Joseph's tomb in Israel. Isn't that crazy? I'm telling you, man, weird stuff. These terrorists, inflict so much fear on people, man. It's not right. And our Lord is coming to put an end to terrorism. Ever, World leaders consider new tougher sanctions against North Korea. Like I said, they've been doing that for so long. It's Sanctions ain't gonna do anything, you know. Look at this, Franklin Graham. He's that preacher, right? The son of the preacher. He said, using Hawaii, what happened in Hawaii was a good teaching tool on eternity. You know, it's hard to say like something like that is a good thing. You know, like it's controversial. Once you start saying stuff like that, you can have a lot of Christians, you know, turning against you. So, as a Christian, we really have to be wise with what we say. We have to really discern, are words really coming from the Lord? You know, it's not good to just shoot off the mouth like that, you know, and just start saying the first thing that comes to your mind. You really got to think about what you're going to say. Is it really righteous? You know? So I'm not saying he was wrong for saying that. I'm just saying, you know, if you go further into that, it can become wrong, you know. So let's see what else. I hope the music's good because sometimes it seems too low and too loud. It's like, I don't know why it's always such a hassle to get the music on point. I notice it does play better if I don't have it on the speakers, but then it might sound like too staticky, you know. I don't want it too much treble either, you know. So it's hard to balance it out, you know. You know, a lot of shows, you know, a lot of Christians say are wrong because they allow cuss words on them and stuff like that. To talk about the FCC and stuff. And it could be all shows of every kind. A lot of parents, Christian parents, don't want their kids seeing it because of the words said. I believe that if at least on Netflix, Hulu, and other streaming services like that, if they could provide edited versions of all kinds of shows, it would be very great, you know? And a lot of these shows that are on TV, they should have like an edited version that you want to see. Including movies should all be edited versions. There needs to be a main shift of distribution of product to where we have the option to see cuss words removed, to see obscenities removed, you know. So there needs to be a very big shift happening in entertainment we receive that can be clean, you know. Because there's a lot of good shows that cuss and everything, and just you know, it shouldn't have to be that way, you know. So just talking on that topic real quick. So there's a lot of stuff in this that's like, you know, not really big news, you know. You know, stupid news, you know, fake news, you know, people saying, oh, a person gives $1 million inheritance to their dog, you know, like, come on, no one wants to hear that. Stupid stuff, you know. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of stupid news out there. And we just want to see. Did you hear Tom Perry died of an accidental drug overdose? Why does it seem a lot of celebrities are dying through suicides through drugs, you know? I guess it makes it look to their fans like it was an accident. Man, you know, they're dabbling in the drugs, you know, and it's sad, you know. They have all the money and power and fame in the world, and why are they so into drugs, you know? I guess because, you know, it's like the end thing. All the celebrities just want to party hardy, you know, and You could be a party animal and don't have to use drugs, you know? You could be the biggest party animal in the world and don't have to drink, you know? So, you know, you don't need drugs to make you happy. You may feel you're happy at the time, but later on it crashes you, depresses you, you know? So, God is the only drug we need, you know? Once you have that natural high of Jesus and his return, I'm telling you, there is no greater joy than when you have the complete euphoria of Jesus' return. You know, you just want to be enraptured in it, you know. So we'll go ahead and finish off CNNnews.com. Just glance there real quick. You know, see, they keep talking about this shutdown thing. You know, it's always bickering politics. You know, people don't. That's what turns people away from the news and hearing it, seeing it, because all this, you know, nonsense. And then when Jesus returns, what? No one's going to be seeing the news because everyone thinks it's bickering and arguing. That's what I'm saying, man. The news channels need to have a shift also, and to talk about the paranormal, the supernatural of Jesus' return. You know. Ain't really much here, you know. No. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just finish it off with two EVPs from this app, ADV. Okay, we'll go ahead and just do this one. We'll turn off the music now. We'll go ahead and end the show. So this was the first time that I started with music. I mean, not music. With the news, talking about the news. Now that I'm going to simplify it, I'm going to have all the news topics already written down first. That way, next time in the show, it won't be like me just scrolling through without talking, you know. So it's going to be better next time tomorrow. I guarantee you all, I'm going to keep bettering this show and make it the best. With your help, we can make this show bring Jesus' return. Hallelujah. So we'll go ahead and do two EVPs real quick, and then we'll go ahead and end it off. Wait, let me restart. I was talking on that last part. So with this app, you just click the red button. Okay, so the words we got here were they were the words beautiful eyes and bad heart. Could that mean that a lot of beautiful people, the beautiful people, like Marilyn Manson said, are they the crazy ones? Could the most beautiful people be conceited, immoral, too party hardy? Could the beautiful people really not be that beautiful on the inside? So you find a beautiful person, you got to make sure, are they beautiful in the inside also, spiritually, emotionally, you know, and, you know, just not conceited, that are humble, you know. You got to make sure they're Christian, you know. Atheist marriages rarely work, and satanic marriages, I mean, you just might as well just give it up at that point, you know. The next word, nigh, The kingdom of heaven is nigh. It's coming, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Well, while they other people fear it, oh man, people like us, we'd be so enraptured by the Holy Spirit, man. We feel this euphoria of our Lord's return, you know. Next word, unicorn. That don't mean anything. Tarcel sounds like parcel, like a package. Kissed, and then blast. I mean, it's like, what's it talking about here, you know? We'll do one more and we'll end it off. I hope I could get predictions from this. And if I could get predictions, it would make this show amazing, I'm telling you. And hopefully, may Jesus and God bless me with divine prophecies and predictions through this. So we'll do the last one here. You know, what sucks from time to time, this does happen, where you get very few words. This one only had 2 words, you know. Let me see here. What's going on here? It's not letting me open it. Here we go. This one had 2 words. It said it was deleted. I didn't delete it. Look, word spoken is saying 0. But it said the last one was like quotes or something like that. I forgot what the first one said. You know? That's weird. Now, this app is glitching. Okay, never mind. The last 2 are showing that they're all blank when they weren't. I guess to avoid this glitch on this app is never have that many files like that. Go ahead and just free up space and delete them all. That's probably what could be causing the glitch, you know. So I forgot what the last one said, like quotes or something like that. And sometimes this happens. You only get 2 words. You know, I wish it wasn't like that. But sometimes, you know, the spirits, they may not want to talk because they hate that we're showing the world proof that God is real and that Jesus is returning, you know. And they hate it. So a lot of ghosts do not like to talk to us through EVPs and apps, you know. But there's always a cool ghost out there who want to make right with the Lord and want to go to heaven, you know. So our hearts go out for the ghosts that are out there in the world who want to make right and go to heaven. May the Lord have forgiveness on them, and may the Lord forgive them and bring them to heaven. If they were not that bad, I believe they have a shot at redemption. Now, the most evilest, you know, Bin Laden, Hitler, you know, Manson and them, they really messed up big, you know, and it's very hard for the Lord to forgive them, you know. So, you know, so we'll go ahead and leave it at that. We'll go ahead and end off the Rise Atlantis show. Please tune in tomorrow and every day. Please tell everyone you know to subscribe, like, and wait, I said it wrong. Like, share, subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe, and tell everyone you know to like, share, subscribe as well. I really need your help out there, everyone. Not just to help me make this show reach the top, but I could give back to you guys later on. When I get rich and famous, I can have you on my show, and I can help you get rich and famous. So I plan to give back later on, and I'm not just doing this for the money and fame. I'm doing this to glorify the Lord. And if I get rich, God willing, I will use that money for great purposes. I'll mansion. I won't go off and buy lavish yachts and cars and all that and all the bling and all the clothes and all that, the Versace, the Gucci, the this, the that, everything should be simple. We should be humble. We should not be spending $1,000 on clothes. We should not be spending $500,000 on cars and mansions and yachts and all that. Space trips, talking about Virgin Galactic, I will end it with this. The celebrities use their money for that. At least they have the money for it to do it, and may Richard Branson use that money for not just charities, but greater good, May Richard Branson, send us to the moon and Mars soon, because NASA just isn't doing it fast enough. So if we can send people to the moon and Mars very soon, we could go excavate that face on Mars and see what's really there to bring our Lord's return. Maybe we could go visit in our solar system and find extraterrestrials there, and just see what happens, So it become very exciting. So NASA and Virgin Galactic. I'm not against space travel, space tourism. I just agree that it is. It should be the money used for that. The money made from that should be towards a greater cause, and it'd be the space exploration, the colonization of the planets. May Richard Branson colonize the planet soon. So. Terraform Mars and stuff, and we could have all the planets and terraformed. Wow, I'm telling you, we could find extraterrestrials where they live, the big head, bug-eyed aliens. Yo, it could bring Jesus' return. So signing off. Peace.